All right, I thought that I did yours and I didn't, so I'm just gonna file exit out of here. Taylor and start over. So I recorded a video and then I unrecorded it because I thought I did one for you, but yours and Ashley's were actually quite similar. So I'm just gonna continue to draft decisions. Make sure this looks right. Okay. Now, okay, I'm just gonna check here because I don't know if my decision stayed or not. They did. All right. That I did not want. I just exited and I didn't save. I did not want it to save. See if this works. Sorry. I was in here before, so then it screwed everything up. Yeah, okay, we're back. All right, so I looked at your foundation fast track, and when I'm looking at this, this is what I'm seeing, Taylor. So really good with contribution margin. Profit is probably your biggest sticking point and more of that cumulative profit. Your sales are really good, so all of that looks very good. I went down to your production analysis, and looking at your production analysis, there's a few things I can see. One, you sold 1,500 low tech and 668 high tech items. You had no inventory for A2, you ran out. Your MTBFs are at 19,000. So when you're looking at your contribution margin, things that go into that is your material cost. And so if I look at your material cost of $13 for low tech, it's much higher than most of the other low techs. So that's an issue, and I think we need to work on that. Also, you can see for some of them, even their productivity is at 4 instead of 8. So that can help your contribution margin as well. So these are a few things to look at. Also, your plant utilization is not, you're not fully utilizing your plant. So I will show you a few things on that as well. Your low tech, looking at Able overall, you're at 13% market share. Your performance, your price is a little bit high. I think that's an issue. And your age is a little bit low. It should be 3 years. So that's something to consider. And then also your high tech A2 you stacked out of. And your performance coordinates are kind of right in between here, and your price is lower than everybody else's. So I think your price is fine here, and your age is should be 0, but it's in line with what everybody else is. Probably a little light on your promo budget. Doing okay with customer awareness though, and then also customer accessibility you're doing pretty good with. So just looking at those items, I'm going to make a few changes here. And show you what that looks like. And you make the final decision. But so one of the things that I would not do is I would not move Able down here. I'd leave Able where it's at, but I would change the MTBF. I think that's a good idea. But you want some separation between A2 and Able. I think that makes a lot of sense. Also, that is going to help you cut down your cost. So I don't know what you were at before, but I would move this back to where Able is, and then see if that'll even reduce the cost of this more, because you're increasing your material cost and you don't want to be doing that. A2 you will, and I understand that, but you can even change this to 19. It doesn't have to be at 20. And that'll help. That should help your material cost a little bit as well. But I would definitely move this back up to, must have been 11.5. And maybe 8.5. I don't know if that helps. Kind of puts you about where you were. I'm not exactly sure where it was, but changes your age of revision, which I don't like so much. But I definitely keep a distinction between these two. So this is the low-tech circle, this is the high-tech circle. You're still crossing over a little bit here. Next round you'll have to move this one a little bit more, but I really want you to, I would prefer you to move A2 even further. So you can move A2 even a little bit further down here if you have a little room in your budget. So maybe even just reducing the size to a 9. Just to give it a little bit more distinction. And because you have different customers looking at these different products, so I think that's good. So that's that. In the marketing, the only thing that I would do in the marketing here is I'd probably move this down to 33, a little bit lower, maybe even 32. I'd make these 1500. I think it's good to promote. Based on what you did before, I think I would put a 1650 here. And you had, and the reason why I got that is because your production information, you sold 1500 and low tech goes up by about 10%, so that would be 150. So I just added that, so it'd actually be like 1680. And then go back there again. And then your high tech, you're at 668, and that goes up by 20%, which is about 130. So 688 plus 130 is 780 something. So probably be, and you ran out, so maybe I do 850 and maybe do what they actually say there. All right, so updating that, and then I'm going to go to production. Now your production is, we're not going to do this, and we're not going to do this, because you're adding $30,000 of investment and you don't have money for that, so you're not going to add 30,000. Was that 3.5 maybe? I don't remember what it was before. Oh, it was at 3 before. My bad. Okay, so we're going to leave the high tech at the automation level it is, and we're just going to work on increasing your low tech. You have the ability to make 3 million of these and 1,700 of those, so you have plenty of product. You don't need any more. So I'm going to go ahead and update this. And I'm going to go ahead and update this. Why I picked 869, I just typed that wrong. So, all right, and then I'm gonna make this 40 hours. You don't want to take people off the floor for 2 full weeks of training every year. That seems like a long time of training. I think 40 hours is plenty. And I'm gonna do this because you don't have money. And so we're gonna recruit at 3,000. That looks better. So we still have to recoup the $6 million that we're spending on the automation. That's a big spend, okay? So when I go to my finance tab, this is where I find that you're leveraging everything. We're gonna go ahead and fix that. Know that you want money, but at what cost? So I'm just gonna balance this back out so you can see where we're at. Okay, so we have a minus here. And then I'm going to go to TQM. I'm going to fix this. So you don't have to put money in all of them, and 200 isn't going to be enough to make a difference because it needs to be at least 250 to make a huge difference. So you've done a lot of reducing in administrative costs, but really where you want to have time is you want to reduce in material and labor costs. So these 3 here will reduce your material costs. So if I touch on these 3 at the max that we can give per year, You can see that I just cut my labor cost by more and my material cost. So best case scenario, I've saved 8% and 6%, plus I've also fixed some administrative costs. So I really like how that looks. And then I'm going to go back to my finance now that I did that, and you're going to find that you're in a better position because of doing that. So now that I did that, I'm going to get you some money because you need some. And what I look at is your current debt's at 5%, your long-term debt's at 2%, and your common stock's at 29%. The issue I have right here is you have $18,000 that's due this year. So your current debt is due each year. And so you don't want to take out current debt. You want to take out long-term debt because you have to pay that back each year. And so I'm going to balance out my debt with my stock here a little bit, and that will give me a little bit of wiggle room here. And that, my dear, is what I would do. So see if that works for you. And you don't have to keep this by any means. When you go into it, just go in and redo it if you want, or you can keep it and then make your tweaks if you don't like what I did. Okay? If you need anything else, let me know.